So I'm Jess Spendlove and I'm the Athletic Performance Dietitian at the GWS Giants. My path to working at the Giants was doing an undergraduate and a master's degree in nutrition and dietetics, and then started working in a hospital setting, some inpatient and some outpatient work. From that I got an opportunity to do some interning and some volunteer work experience with a really renowned sports dietitian, and then from that started working in some sports medicine clinics, started working with the Cronulla Sharks, and then started working with the Giants 3 seasons ago. So my responsibilities at the club include basically anything to do with the players' nutrition, so their day-to-day eating, what they eat on game day, so that would be their performance nutrition. Also anything to do with their hydration practices, so making sure that they're hydrated. Also involves anything to do with the supplements program, so from choosing what supplements that they're going to use to then who's using what and how they're using it. And also includes anything to do with their body composition, so measuring their body composition and then also working with the other high performance staff to determine how we best manipulate that through their training and their diet and whatnot. A typical match day for me, I guess it would depend if we're travelling or if we're at home, but it would generally include, again, anything to do with any of the food or the supplements that are provided. So I guess before we get there it would include packing all of the nutrition cases, making sure all of the snacks that the players like to have before the game are there, setting up the snacks, setting up the supplements, then also packing the half-time bags, so the gels or the lollies, so just making sure anything again to do with the food, the hydration and the supplements is all sorted. And then during the game I'm the person on the bench that would be there handing out the various sports drinks or water or gels and whatnot when the players come on and off the field. And then after the game I'd be the person that's obviously organised the post-match meal, but then the point of call and then just making sure that the players are actually consuming that. And then again before and after the game the players are weighing in and out, so just making sure that they have done that and then suggesting to them what they need to replace and when they need to do that. I've read the whole WADA code, I wouldn't know it off the top of my head, that's for sure. The AIS do a really good job of assessing all the research that's out there and then classifying all the supplements in terms of what works, what may work, what really doesn't, we don't know if it works, and then what's prohibited. So a lot of what I guess we base our supplements program off is the AIS classification system, and fortunately they've kind of done a lot of that groundwork because yes, the WADA code is quite extensive and yeah, it would be difficult to know off the top of your head. So the pre-game snack table at each game probably does look like maybe a kid's party table at times. There's definitely a reason behind everything on there. So prior to a game, 1 to 2 hours before, the most important thing is that the boys are getting some carbohydrate to top up, and also importantly that it's going to be a type of carbohydrate that they can easily tolerate. There's no point eating something which is going to sit in the stomach and cause them to be uncomfortable or not digest and not be able to utilise. And then post-match, pretty common for the boys to have something like a burrito or some other options, and that's really just about replacing the carbohydrate or the fuel that they've used, getting a good hit of protein to repair the muscle damage, replacing their fluids because obviously they've just lost a kilo or two, hopefully not too much more, and then also something that's a bit salty to replace those electrolytes. I think an elite athlete can get the majority, maybe 98–99% of what they need from food, but in this kind of population there are some what we would call an ergogenic aid, which is essentially a supplement that legally elicits a performance benefit. So from that I think there's a place for those kind of supplements, so things like caffeine or beta-alanine or creatine. So I think elite athletes can get the majority of what they need from food and they don't need to necessarily use supplements. Some innovations that I've seen in my time, I guess with regards to the supplements area, is there are some really interesting foods coming out that have a performance benefit in certain concentrations. So something like pickle juice it's now looking like that's a really helpful thing to consume, or at least swish in the mouth and spit out to prevent cramping or at least reduce the effect of the cramp. So, and the other thing would be maybe beetroot juice. So in certain concentrations, that has a performance benefit as well. So it's nice to see that food or food-like items are now being kind of the focus of supplements rather than these pills and powders and stuff. My weakness when it comes to food, I guess I'm human, so probably coffee, chocolate, and wine. So I'm human, I like all the good stuff, and maybe cheese as well, that goes well with the wine.